So Brianna like, please solve it. Solve the problem. So Legs like, I definitely will. I definitely can solve it for you. So the girl with the sky come like, hey, is everything good? So Legs like, if you want it to be good. So I'm like, y'all chill, chill. So the coach like, is everything all right over here? I'm like, yeah, coach. Everything fine. I'm like, it was Brianna and her friend. They was going back over there to the chilling side. Me and Legs, we over here practicing. So I'm like, come on, Legs. So boom, we go to the other side. Boom, we get to practicing. She like, what's up with you and your girlfriend? I'm like, that's not my girlfriend. I'm like, chill out. She like, yeah. I'm like, that's not. I'm like, why y'all always about to fight? So boom, boom, popped the ball in my hand. I'm like, hey, don't be fouling me. You hit my hand. I'm like, check it up. Boom, she like, yeah. She like, so what's up with you and me? I'm like, what you mean? Boom, I miss it. She get the rebound. I'm like, what you mean? She like we friends? I'm like, of course. I'm like, yes, we friends. Boom, she shot. She like, no, seriously. Are we friends? Can we hang? I'm like, yeah, we can hang. I'm like, you cool. We cool. So she like, okay, so if I be running around with another boo like you do and you can't get mad, I'm like, trust me, I won't get mad. I'm not thinking like that. She like, yeah, okay. She like, so bet I make this bucket. I'm like, bet you don't. So I tried to block it. So when she came up, I held her arm like, nah, you ain't getting that shot. I'm like, go. So boom. So the coach, he called the basketball team over there. So boom, I go over there in the huddle. He let us know the details. Hey guys, look, you can stay here or you can go home, because basically if you want to go to lunch, you can go to lunch, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to do inside the school, like on a football field or whatever, you're more than welcome to stay. So he like, look, we have a game Saturday. We have a game tomorrow. I need everybody to be here practicing. He like, the gym will be open at 9 a.m. He like, it's here. The game is here. We need to be practicing. It start at 5 p.m. Everybody need to be suited and booted. He said, do I make myself clear? So we all, yes, yes. He like, Roshan. I'm like, I got you, coach. So in my heart, I got you. I got you. I'm going to be here. Whether if I got to crawl here, I'm going to be here, right? Boom. I get done. We get done with the little side talk. I shoot around a little bit. Boom. I end up getting ready to go and go grab my stuff out the locker room to swap up the change. I'm finna go to the crib. So as I'm going to go do my stuff, Brianna comes and stands in the hallway area. So I comes out the locker area. Boom. And I hear she like, tell your friend she better stay out my business. I'm like, she not in your business. I'm like, why you doing all that? Why you doing all that? I'm like, it ain't like we together. I'm like, you already pick who you like. She like, no, I didn't. She like, he was just a friend. He had a crush on me. I can't help who got a crush on me. I'm like, you're right. You can't help that. And I don't want to see that. And if you ain't going to shut it down, I don't want to be around. She like, it is shut down. Roshan is shut down. I'm like, yeah, but at the wrong time. So I'm like, stop. So she grabbed me. So here come Piper. She like, I'm like, what is this, right? Because we saw Piper. We saw her coming, so we stopped arguing. So she like, I'm like, what is this? She like, because I don't know your name. I'm like, but Piper, right? She like, stop it. And she walks, so she like, Brianna like, oh, you like her too. I'm like, what y'all? So boom, I walk out, right? So as I'm walking out, I'm getting ready to get on the bus. So I'm coming out the whole school, everything, standing on the bus stop. So Piper was on the opposite side, right, of the bus stop. So it's like, this my bus stop, this Piper bus stop. Okay, so it's like, we right here, right? So I'm looking, we both waiting on the bus. So I'm looking across the street, I'm like, psst, cuckoo, cuckoo. So she looking, she like, I'm like, Piper. She like, what? I'm like, she like, stop. I'm like, I'm just messing with her. So I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. So I'm just sitting there, I'm looking for the bus. I'm like, so she looking at me. I'm like, you looking at me? I'm messing with her, right? Just playing with her. I'm goofy like this, so I'm messing with her. I'm like, you looking at me? She like, so boom, our bus is coming, but her bus come first. I'm like, Piper, right? She like, no. And she gets on the bus and she's looking at me. I can see her looking. I'm like, and she waves, boom, and here come my bus. Boom, I get on my bus. Now, as we're picking up more, it's more people that's coming, right? It's more people coming from different high schools. They get on the bus, so everybody loud, eating chips. They just doing the most. So boom, I gets off a couple of stops before. I gets off, boom, and I just proceed to walk. So as I'm walking, I come up by my crib way, by where Raymond girlfriend house at. I see Beth. She's coming like, cause it's another way. It's like a stop sign. It's another way from the opposite way. Cause when we stayed there, it was a busy area where it was cars was able to drive. It was like, it was busy. It was nothing but homes around us. So everybody was like there's always somebody driving around there. Okay. So boom, Beth coming the opposite way. Right. So it kind of messed me up because it was like I was coming, she was coming, but I didn't see her. But she was immediately behind me. And I hear like, once again, I'm like, she like, I'm like, I stopped. So she like, what you stop for? I'm like, you can go first. She like, no, keep walking. I'm like, you know what? So I go across the street and I start walking. Now my house is over here. I'm not finna have you walking behind me. I don't feel safe. You walking behind me. So she like, so you put that tire on my door as I'm walking. I'm like, I'm not gonna even pay no attention to her. She like, I know you hit me. I'm like, on my mama, I put my fingers in my ears. Boom, she sits on her porch. I finally comes across the street, goes in my crib. Front door now opening. I get in the crib. No one's in the crib. It's just me. So now I only got like an hour or two to be in the house because, mind you, I have to be at work at 4. Miss Shirley told me I had to be there at 4. So boom, I'm getting myself together upstairs. I'm like, man, ain't no use to be sitting there. It ain't like I got no bed in there. So I went snuck in my mama's room, grabbed some chips. I go in the living room. I'm just chilling, right? I got myself all ready together because I showered already, you know what I'm saying, at the gym while we was practicing. So I'm just sitting up like, okay, how I'm going to get to this championship game? What I'm going to do, right? Here, back door now opening. I'm like, Ma, that's you? So it's my dad. He like, no, it's me. Like, I came home this morning. I'm like, hey, Dad. I'm like, Dad, I need to talk to you. I hear front door now opening. Here come my mom with Caleb. Caleb, like, he's sticking up his fingers like, ah! I'm like, I'm telling Mom. I'm like, what'd he do? I'm like, he just flicked me off. He like, no, I didn't. You're lying. I'm like, you know what? He like, I'm like, you know what, Caleb? Ah! Right? So boy goes upstairs. And so my dad say, what you saying? I'm like, nothing. I was just saying, like, I'm happy you home. So my mom like, hey, look, I need you to do a favor for me. I'm like, wait, Mom, don't forget. I work at 4. She like, okay. She like, look, Mark is going to be watching Caleb by the time you get off. Me and your dad, we're going somewhere by 8 o'clock. You get off at 11, right? I'm like, yeah. She like, be here at 11:30. Don't be here no later. It shouldn't take you 30 minutes to walk from 2 to 4. I said, I got you. She said, bring Caleb something to eat. I said, okay. She said, bring him the combo tips with the wings. I said, okay, I got you. Because she said that's what he'd been requesting from her. All right, cool. That was that. Now, as I'm chilling, I'm like, I need to talk to my dad. Straight up. Right? My dad walked off. So I go upstairs in my room. I'm like, all right, I got an hour before I get ready to go to work. My dad comes and I hear him go to the bathroom. I hear him coughing. He goes to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, that's Dad right there. So I comes out my room. I'm posted like a light post standing there. So Dad comes out. I'm like, Dad, I need to talk to you. He like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, come in my room. He like, okay. So he come in my room. I shut the door. I'm like, okay, Dad, look, I'm doing good in school, right? Like, yeah, that's what you say. I'm like, but no, but you saw my progress report. You saw everything. I'm doing good though, right? He like, yeah. I'm like, and I passed the first test, and I'm like, even when I ran away, I was still going to school, right? He like, yeah, where you getting at with this, son? I'm like, okay, just hear me. I'm like, even though Mama yelling everything, I do everything which is requested at the house, right? He like, yeah. So you hear back door now opening. My mom like, Rody Doty. I'm like, oh my God. My dad like, what? I'm like, that's Mom. He like, okay, open the door. I'm like, oh, okay. So I open the door. My mama like, hey, I'm gonna need you to, what's going on? So he like, no, we just talking. So mom like, about what? Like, just talking. So I'm like, okay, look, also make sure you bring me a link when you go there. Bring me a link. I want to try their links. I'm like, oh, okay, mama, I'll bring you a link. She like, no sauce, no bread, no none of that. Just bring me a link. I'm like, okay, I'll bring you a link. She like, okay, I'll let y'all do whatever y'all doing. Why y'all looking weird? I'm like, I'm not looking weird. My dad like, I'm not looking weird. I'm just listening to what my son's saying. So she like, okay. So she shut the door. So my dad like, okay, bring me up to beat. What's going on? I'm like, okay, look. I went to the game the other day. He like, what game? I'm like, I played the game where we was in a tournament. I hit the winning shot. We won. And now we're going to the championship. He like, did your mom know that you played the game? Because I thought that you was kind of barred from playing on the team. I'm like, no, she don't know. So he'll say you was disobedient. I'm like, but Dad, Mom is so strict. You're like, I understand that, but I'm like, look, I understand what you're saying, but I'm coming to you. It's a championship game. The coach want me there. It's at 5 p.m. I don't know if I work. I'm going to talk to Miss Shirley and see if I do work, can I get that day off? And I'm going to show up to the championship. Like, and what do you want me to do? I'm like, I was just asking you if I can go. I don't want to ask Mom because I know it's going to be a solid no. He like, you don't think your mom should know? I'm like, I got 2 parents. I just don't got one. Come on, Dad. Like, Mom not lenient at all. Anything I like is like she don't want to like. So he like, I want to be there to see you in. I'm like, okay. He like, but if you lose, I'm going to tell your mom you went to the game. I'm like, so I can go. He like, yeah. He like, and I bring Caleb and I bring Mark. I'm like, really? He like, yeah. I'm like, what about Mom? He like, don't worry about that. He like, it's just our little secret. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, thanks. He like, but if you get caught, you're on your own. I'm like, okay, all right. I said, if I get caught, I'm on my own. I ain't gonna, all right, I got you. He like, all right, give me some. I'm like, he like, keep doing good. He like, I like that. I'm like, thanks, Dad. So boom, he leaves. So I'm like, whew, I feel relieved. So now I got about 20 minutes to get to work. So boom, I'm already set. So I go to the back to the bar. I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm finna get ready to go to work. She's like, don't forget the link, the mini rib tips with the chicken combo. I'm like, okay, cool. So I come back in because I forgot my keys, right? And I got to leave at the front. So I'm like, man. So I grab my keys and here come Mark. Marky like, hey, guess what? I'm like, well, he like, I got a plan. I'm like, keep talking about a plan. He like, we're going to Roy crib tonight. I'm like, no, we not. I'm like, I'm busy tonight. He like, no, you're not. I'm like, we'll see. I'm like, I gotta go. He like, all right. He like, bring me something to eat. I'm like, bro, I gotta bring everybody. He like, come on, all I'm asking for 2 wings. I'm like, 2 wings. I'm like, I gotta make sure I scrape them off the floor. I got you. Boom. I leave, right? As I'm leaving out and I'm walking out, Beth is sitting on the porch. Right? Beth's sitting on the porch. She just talking. So I'm like, and I'm walking. Boom. I get to the store. Perfect success. I see the register girl. Is Yo-Yo there? So I see them. They walk off. So I'm like, hey, can somebody open the door? I'm like, all right. So I'm ringing the bell thing. So Yo-Yo open the door like, dang, we coming. We got orders too. We got people working the back. I'm like, all right. I'm like, don't do all that. She like, yeah, you think you cute. You can have your way. I'm like, I'm not. She like, and you better not clock in on my clock until you wash your hands and put on your apron. I'm like, I'm not finna clock in on your clock yet. I got 5 more minutes. She like, but you already here. I'm like, so I got 5 more minutes. So boom, I goes to the back. She's the register girl back there. She back there with this dude, but they training him, and he's dropping the chicken. So I head on the back. I'm like, hey. She like, I'm like, you okay? She like, mm-hmm. I'm like, all right. So I walk to the back. Boom, I put my jacket on. I ain't gonna say nothing to her. I wash my hands. So she comes over there to grab like a prep and bowl thing, and she bumps me. Boom. I'm like, you ain't gonna say excuse me? She like, you don't care. I'm like, hey, can you come here? So I grab her. She like, don't touch me. I'm like, come here.